Morning. I'm off to go for a walk with my running partner. I fell asleep hard at the computer last night, so I didn't get a lot done, and I don't like nights where I'm not productive like that. But I guess if you're out all day, which I was, and then you get in pretty late and do the things you've got to do, sleep does become inevitable. I'm glad I have the apartment. I'm glad I have a trajectory or a sense of place. I'm glad I don't have to be panicked in my setup of it. I can sort of belabor the details and try and figure out, do I want this or that? So that when I do live there permanently, I've thought through everything. I guess that's finding the good and the bad. I don't want to move to a way smaller place, but at least I have a little bit of time to figure out how to use the smaller space efficiently or creatively. Or I'm gonna have a friend come over. I just want to run my ideas past her, just to be like, is it weird to have a living room but sort of your bed in your kitchen? And I think for me, the thought of sitting sort of in the dark in the middle of the house sounds depressing. Having a bed that's by the window sounds lovely, except I don't work from bed, I don't lounge around in bed usually, so bed becomes more of a functional thing. In which case, wouldn't you want your couch and your desk and all your sort of living, working stuff by light? I'm thinking yes. All right, well, cool. I guess I made that. Thank you. All right, so I've just had my first guest in my new apartment. My running partner came over. We had both dogs in there, and it seems great. There's nothing like bringing somebody over to a place that has zero furniture and being like, hey, what do you think? She had some really great thoughts about how to lay out the place. And pretty much everyone agrees having a bed in the kitchen is awkward. A trade-off will have to be made. Either a lighter, brighter living space with a bed in the kitchen, or a bed that's a little bit more removed in a bedroom feeling place, and the couch and everything else kind of crammed in the kitchen. It's a small studio, so I knew that going in. And at the end of the day, neither of those two things are too terribly bad. All right, we're just filling that thing up with gas. I'm constantly reminded of how things can flip-flop and change. When we were happily married, I was the greatest. I was the best person she knew, the greatest, like amazing, awesome, all those things. Everybody wants to hear that about themselves. And it really did build me up. And now I think, like, you fool. It's one of those things where you kind of know better. But I let it affect me. I let it make me feel amazing and just dynamic and incredible, and it really, really improved my life. And all the while, I would see the way in which she would think people were great, and then when she was done with them, she would tear off the bandaid. To a greater or lesser extent, I saw her go through this with people. She would love them, and then she would just be done with them. But it would always be, they did this, they were jealous of her, or they stopped trying, or their lives, they weren't progressing anymore, or they weren't trying, or they were jealous of what she had achieved. Here, just chill, I'll be right back. It was always them. But in the midst of it always being them, she and I were good. She and I were tight. So you think, maybe that's delusion, I don't know. But you think, it's so weird that these people change or do this or do that. And I know full well that if a lot of people are exhibiting a really similar behavior, maybe it's not all them being weird, maybe it's you. Maybe they're responding to something you do or the way that you are. And I know that. I've known that forever. It's kind of akin to people treating other people the way they want to be treated. To a lesser extent, but that's something I think about a lot. When you look at how people deal with other people, it does reveal their priorities and what's important to them or what they're willing to put out there. It seemed like in her stories, drama was never far behind. And I was charmed by it because I thought, oh, she leads this exciting life. She has these great stories and this excitement, and there's just something about her that makes things exciting. Yeah, I think I kind of get it now. I think it's her that creates the drama, or that creates an environment where drama can happen. She and I were together and happily married and working. That's all good, like we were happily married, bought a place, were able to travel. That was good. And then maybe that got boring. So she bought a horse that was expensive, and that added excitement. That was wonderful for a while. And then we moved barns, and that was exciting. Then she got a trainer that was expensive, and that was exciting. Then she broke her leg, and that was not exciting. But somewhere in there, so how did he come into play? Like was it just the excitement of him? And I'm sure while not exciting, the adrenaline of this breakup has to be keeping it interesting for her. And buying a barn that's super expensive and moving to a new town again, you know, just fires off those little dopamines. And what happens when she gets bored up there? Or what happens when she physically can't do the things on a horse that she used to be able to do? Will she be fulfilled? Or will she have a baby or a couple babies with him in an attempt to keep it interesting? And I know it's not my problem and I should stop thinking about it, but I look forward to a time at which it's even less my problem. Hey. All right, I'll come out and say it. I'm really not in a particularly good place right now. I judged the horse show for the little kid, had a nice time, worked on some stuff, and then the email came in. The email that I've been expecting, her list of what she wants from the house. And there's the email before it is very, very cold and very serious. Here's this for your perusal and consideration to be blah, 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 blah. She just lists the stuff that she wants. And wouldn't you know, she wants most of the nice stuff. She wants the leather couches, the other ones I can have. She wants the glass table. She wants the nice Crate and Barrel shelves. The crappier ones that we've had for the whole time, I'm welcome to have. She wants the nice dishes we got for our wedding. The daily dishes that my mom gave us, I can have. She wants the nice knives. The other knives I can have. She wants all of the wine glasses. She wants all the crystal and all of the wine glasses. She wants the bar. Go figure. I can have the rugs that she doesn't particularly like. She wants the dresser. I can have the bed. I can have the bedside tables, but she wants the lamps, which is good because the lamps are fucking ugly. She wants the mirror. She wants the chaise. That's fine. It's the things that we got for our wedding that hit me the strongest. Like, she wants to bring like our wedding dishes into her life with him. And my insides are kind of twisting and I feel a little nauseous. Like I kind of want to throw up. And does she want it because it has a dollar value? I don't know. But it's like she's not lived in that house for 5.5 months. She has a list of everything she wants. She's put little notes next to it like, this is my passion project. This was your passion project. She keeps using the word passion project. I don't know if that's a legal term of art or what, but it's strange. It feels funny. The one dumb thing I want, the mirror from IKEA, it was hers before we got married. I just like it. It's a low profile, nice mirror. And I've never seen one I like as much as it. She wants that. And maybe when you're not sentimental, and maybe she's not, maybe it's not a big deal for him to put his underwear in the same dresser that I put my underwear, and for him to put his shirts in the same place where I put my shirt. Like, the ghosts of that would just always be present for me, but maybe for her, it just doesn't like that. And then it's just stuff. But I guess the stuff that was our stuff, that was given to us as a couple, to celebrate us as a couple, that's weird. Like, she's just taking it. And I feel funny about it. It feels kind of technical. I want this, it has this dollar value. And all I can imagine, like, for me, I would take this stuff and move on to my new life. So it would be me in the sort of remnants of our relationship, more or less. For her, she has this relationship with him that's been going on for X amount of time. She's gonna bring our stuff into that relationship. Our stuff that was given to us. She thinks she's being generous. This is just another blow, I guess. I'll get hit by it and then recover. But it is very clear. She's gonna take what she wants and the rest will stay with me, that I can clean up. Thank you. Isn't it funny? I had that feeling of like, maybe therapy will be something different. And now today, we'll probably talk about this. And I'm grateful that we'll talk about this, but to talk to you about this before therapy, it all makes sense why it hurts. It's the physical dissolution of our marriage. And her calling out what's important to her, and the things that are important to her are the big dollar value items. But all of it, like, she wants the good knives. She doesn't cook. Maybe I should stop recording. I'm just sitting here kind of churning, but yeah. All right, zoom to therapy. I need to try and hold two different states of mind in my head. I want to have the state of mind that I had before I got the letter, and then be able to talk about what happened after the letter. I feel like by and large it was a good week. I feel like good things happened. I was in a pretty good place. I pursued beauty I shot that sunset. I did things that made me happy. I had good conversations with people. All in all, it was good. It's a funny thing. If I were in the car talking to myself out loud, I'd feel crazy. But since I'm talking to you out loud, I feel like it's just part of my process. To that end, I'm grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to talk at you. Even if you never see this and I edited it out, I'm grateful that right now I'm able to talk to somebody instead of just myself out loud. Talking out loud for me is better than keeping it inside. I wonder if I hadn't started doing this, how I would have gotten through all this. Because people do, in the very beginning, and even in early stages, people are super generous with time and energy and caring and concern. It's amazing. But I think it's human nature that in time people start to back away a little and get back to their own life. You know, they've prioritized you for a bit. And then, you know, they're like, all right, you know, I've done my part. Time to get back to my life. And I get it. That makes sense. I think that's human nature. I will forever work to not being like that anymore. I will be more persistent and try to be more aware and continually follow up with people who might not be okay. So when other people are done, or, you know, when other people back off, I will continue to follow up, because the people that do continue to check on me are so meaningful. So the distinction I need to draw at therapy is, I've been really good, but now I'm a little triggered because I've heard from my wife. And then we'll try to make sense of why I'm triggered. And one, it's just the contact with her, you know, because of energy or my, you know, addictive want for contact with her, but positive contact, not this negative stuff. And then the reality of pulling our lives apart, try and figure out why that hurts. And I think because a lot of it's consistent with what the pattern has been. She's controlling it. She's picking and choosing what she wants. Hold on, this is fun. No, you don't get to see the cool truck. She's picking and choosing what she wants to take out of the relationship, and she's picking to take all the nice things and leave me with the rest. And that feels bad. I have the power to fight it, so that's keeping me from falling to pieces, but it's still evidence of somebody that used to love me so much, now just going after things of value. It's weird to imagine those things going into her new life with him. And I wish I had the money to just say, screw it all, I don't care, I don't want any of it, and start fresh. I really do. Flip both middle fingers and be like, y'all, I don't want any of this, I don't want to remember any of our life. I don't give a shit, burn it down, but I can't. So I need to live, or I will have to live in an environment with stuff from our previous relationship. And I'm sure everybody does that. And this is where I'll break it at therapy too. The stuff that was wedding gifts, the stuff from our wedding that she wants to take into her life with him, I think there's a problem with. I was talking to somebody on the phone today, and they asked me point blank if I thought therapy did me any good. And it was an earnest question, but from my perspective, so outrageous a question, because unquestionably, undoubtedly, going to therapy, one of the best things, it's probably one of the best parts of my week. Getting to ride horses and getting to go to therapy are the two things that have kept me together through all this. Yes, it absolutely helps me and does me well in terms of helping me with introspection and focus and intention and how I'm dealing with this, and just having an interaction with an adult who cares about me. And I mean, at this point, having met with her as much as I have, she is the person that knows me better than anybody. Partially because she asks good questions and listens really well, but also just because I trust her, and I have revealed more of myself than I have with anybody else. It's a remarkable thing in that it's a very specific, very personally intimate relationship with somebody. Like, there's nothing I wouldn't tell her. If she asked me any question, I would answer it fully, regardless of what it is. Like, of course, I deal with the weird feelings of it not being two-sided, because it's strange for me to just talk about me the whole time. I mean, I'm so eternally grateful to have somebody who appears to care about me the way she does. And I mean, maybe that's how you draw the line between therapy and a relationship. My impulse is to want to serve the same kind of role reciprocally. But that's not how that works. It's probably the greatest gift I've been given, just in terms of something that's in my life that affects me to the positive. You know, like when you get a gift for somebody, you want to give them something that delights them or makes them happy or helps their life. At least that's what I think about when I get someone a gift. I want to get you something that's going to make your life better on some level. And the ability to go to therapy has made my life so much better. Like, unquestionably better. It's made me better. It's made me able to get through some of this just terrible breakup. So for the assistance I've been given to be able to go see a therapist, thank you. Like, I'm so grateful. Thank you. So we talked today about the email that came in with the list of things, and conversation started in the ways that I thought it might. You know, just recognizing that it sucks, that it's terrible, that there's no room for flexibility or compromise. I mean, there is room for compromise. It was her saying what things she wants. At the end of the day, she does want all the nice things, and anything that's left I can have, with the caveat of the espresso machine, which I think is her sort of token, like, here, you can have this. I think the things that bother me most are the wedding gifts, the gifts that were given to us specifically. It was a gift to celebrate our getting married, a gift to celebrate our coupleness. And it stings particularly badly to think that she wants to take the nicest of those things and bring them into her life with him. And it stings a little more to think, wouldn't that be weird for him to have things from our life come into his life, and realize, no, it wouldn't, because he was perfectly comfortable having sex with her, cheating with her when he knew we were married. The fact that the plates were wedding gifts to her and I don't imagine will bother him, and clearly won't bother her. It does sting. It just... I really like her, and the fact that she seems to care about me and think about me when I'm not around and hope that I'm doing well. When you're as lonely as I feel so much of the time, to hear from somebody that they've been thinking about you is really potently powerful. It means a lot because I don't always feel like I'm being thought about. And it's validating to feel like somebody is thinking about you. The bummer about Friday afternoons is it's a whole nother week until I can have another conversation with her. And that sucks, because I really like the conversations I have with her. They really help me, but I'm lucky. I'm so lucky. I just know in between this moment and a week from now, a lot's gonna happen. Predicting the future, I will go back to work, and that'll be hard. I will have a mediation session with my wife, and that's gonna be hard. And I will have 2 days of school with students. And that's going to be hard, because it's always hard to start the year. I mean, the first day of school it's not challenging per se. It's a lot of energy. You know, you have to come in and be full force excited about all of the stuff that we do. And I can do that. If you do it well, it's great. And if you don't... But mostly it's the mediation that I think is going to put me in a weird place. Well, I thought it was going to not necessarily go well because of the financial things, but I think also dividing up condo stuff will also make it less good. I think I need to make a new version of the list that has accurate pricing, because she's inflated the prices of things I want a lot, and it makes it seem like I'm getting the deal of the century here, and I'm not. And I think what's going to happen is it's going to get ugly. It's all going to get so ugly. The email that came with the thing just talked about how she's spoken with lawyers, and she really doesn't think I'm going to get any spousal support based on her estimated K1s, and that she's not going to be willing to go higher or give more. It's funny what she didn't put on the list. She didn't put wedding rings, not the table that I made her, a lot of things I got her. And it's probably because she's just being hasty and sloppy. But see, that's not like her either. She's not usually sloppy. She's being sloppy here. She's showing her hand a lot. Of the possessions we have that I really like the champagne glasses, they're meaningful to me because we toasted with them at our wedding. I'm not gonna give those to her. I'll give her one. There's no way I could, with comfort, be like, here, take all these champagne glasses that were meaningful to us. It's just so weird. I get why people do mean things like break plates or smash glasses. I'm not that kind of person, but I understand why. I feel that sense a little bit of like, well, if we can't have them, no one can have them. Smash. Totally makes sense now. It does hurt to have her look at the items in our life together, make a list of them, and then say, I want these, you can have those. And have the ones she wants happen to be the nice things, and the ones I get be the not nice things. And the vacuum cleaner, like the vacuum cleaner we've had for years that we got specifically for vacuuming up after the dog. You know, it's like a Dyson Animal. She wants that. Why are you taking a 5-year-old vacuum? You haven't worked out a vacuum strategy in 5.5 months that you've been with your boyfriend? That's bizarre. It's a weird feeling now to look around my condo at the things that are there. You look at your stuff differently. Like, it's where I've lived for the past 5.5 months by myself. It all becomes part of the furniture. It all becomes part of my life. And now I look at it and it's like, she wants that and she wants that. And each of the things that has stories on it, that things that were part of our life will now go on to be part of their life. If it was just stuff that was going to disappear, like stuff that neither of us could have, that would be fine. If all the furniture in the house vaporized and it was like, well, gotta start over. The fact that she's taking it into her new life, I'm having a tough time with that. I'm trying to put into words why. It doesn't seem totally fair. Maybe it's along the lines of she's taking her toys and leaving. She's looking at our house, which she hasn't lived in 5.5 months. She moved out. She didn't take any of it when she left. She moved out, she left it all behind. And now she can pick and choose. She wants the good things and I can get the rest. I'm not materialistic that way, but I resent this situation. I think that's what it is. I resent being put in this spot. It makes me feel like she's winning again. And here's the problem. If she was nice to me, it would have been easy because I'm a nice person. But she's been terrible to me. She's been terrible the whole time and without respect. So once I've been burned, I would have given anything to that girl. Anything. I would have done anything for her. And I have been trying and trying and trying to do right and to be good and to fix it and everything. And she's made it very clear she's just gone, and the way in which she's done it is wrong. So what's happening now is I'm getting angry. I'm getting mad at the way I've been treated, at the disrespect, at the total disregard for me. And I'm comfortable fighting. I don't like fighting, but I have no trouble fighting. Particularly in this instance where there's no real prize to it. It's just stuff. If we fight about it and I lose, I don't get to have the Kate Spade plates we got for our wedding. Somehow I'll move on. But this is an easy fight. Like, I'll fight for plates, whatever. I don't care. This is an easy one. This is devoid of emotion. I mean, I'm gonna fight for plates that we've used maybe 4 times total. Okay, sure. I'll fight you on that. And if I lose, don't give a shit. This is an easy fight. The fight for spousal support, that's gonna be the ugly fight. But the fight for stuff, or let's trade. She can have the everyday plates and I'll have the nice plates. And I'll use those. I will use fancy plates every day to eat. I don't care, that'd be nice. It makes sense to me why people just give up during divorce processes. The process is so long and grueling, and particularly when one person has all the power or seems to be in control or sets the tempo, as is the case here with my wife. I'm just finding myself weary tonight. And my running partner invited me over for dinner, and I seriously thought about just not going, just thinking no. I thought about not going and just being a shut-in, just working on computer stuff and probably falling asleep at the computer. And then I thought, no, get your ass up, get out, go be with people. So here we are, and thank you so much for the invite. The process is long, and the thing I'm looking forward to is my wife and her boyfriend moving away, leaving town. And I guess I'm getting to a point at which I hope to get to. The point I'm at right now is she's annoying. She's really annoying, and the things she's saying and the things she's doing are annoying me. She's not honest, she's not kind, she's not respectful, and it's annoying. I would like to just move on with my life. I would like to try to find somebody who's kind to me, and she isn't. We talked about that in therapy today a bit, about standards. How going forward, it would be nice to be with somebody who is respectful to me and kind to me. I brought up the idea that I think back to other things that happened during our relationship. Other people that were friends and then mysteriously disappeared. One person I'm thinking in particular in the first year of law school. And I wonder, what happened with him? They were very close. Then all of a sudden, he just up and went away. I know guys typically do that when they can't handle feelings for somebody. So I started sort of mulling about, like, was there a relationship there? Was there something? Was he let on? Or did he fall for her? We talked about, like, what would be the use if putting energy into that? What if I delved into it and found out that there was something else. She had something with him. And my response was, well, I'd know I was stupid. Like, I'd know that I'd been duped the whole time. And part of me was thinking about how that would invalidate a whole lot of the relationship. But her response was basically, here in the now, there's plenty of pain. There's enough to deal with now. Why bring more of that upon yourself? And that's a good point. Like, there would be no point. Like, if other indiscretions had happened over the course of our relationship, what would that get me? It wouldn't make me any better to find out that I had been stupid. And the concept that I had been stupid is really just my self-critic distracting me. That led us to talk about future relationship. If I had been stupid, if there had been indiscretions that I didn't see, what am I gonna do going forward? Am I gonna become more jealous and suspicious of anybody in any other relationship I have? And I said, no, that sounds exhausting and not like the kind of relationship I want to be in. And she said, right, you deserve to be in a relationship where you can trust the person and they'll trust you. And she said, going forward, it won't just be about whether somebody wants to date you, it'll be about whether the person is also right for you, whether you want to be with them, whether they meet that standard of kindness and respect for you. And it's true, like, I will move forward with different eyes, and the way I view people will be different, but I think it'll still be with an eye towards love and kindness, somebody that's good to me, that I can be good to. And I think if I see some of the madness that I thought was romantic, passionate madness that I saw in this relationship, I think that would be a red flag in the future where I'm like, yeah. Because when I was in Boston, I dated a woman who I really liked at first, and then I got to the point at which I was like, oh, she's a little crazy. So I did have the realization with her of, like, this is not going to go anywhere because there's a certain amount of craziness there. I think going forward, I will just learn to recognize other traits in people that were present in this relationship that I don't want anymore.
It's funny. When you look at someone through rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags.
And I hope that's the growth I can take from it. I feel a little self-conscious in social situations because when I was with my wife, she was always the life of the party. She always had stories and anecdotes and injected a whole lot of energy into situations. And that was easy. She was the life of the party, and then I was just the really supportive sidekick. And that was easy life to lead. It's a little different now that I'm an independent contractor. It's not my strong suit. I'm not naturally inclined to be charming in social situations like that. I'm a really good friend and all that stuff, but I'm not hysterically funny / life of the party. It was nice to have that, and I felt the loss tonight. I felt a little out of my element. And that's not to say I can't grow or change or improve. I think just over the course of 7 years, I became good at my role. I became good at prompting stories and being supportive, and I think we operated pretty well as a couple because she was vivacious and dynamic and I was good in my own right. We definitely seemed like a couple that very much loved each other and were very sweet on each other. And but I guess that story comes to a close, and now it'll have to be whatever it is now. I need to meet someone new, somebody who is deserving of me. And that sounds like such a self-empowerment seminar kind of thing to say, but it is kind of true. Knowing that I am good, I'm kind and I'm sweet and I'm sincere and I'm sensitive and funny and dynamic and energetic. Like, there's a lot good here. It's just finding the person, and we'll get there. It's just being patient.